But you know what? I think that that's the kind of that's one of the reasons why people resonate with music is that depending on what you're listening to, no matter what genre or tradition, it kind of amplifies that emotional state of mind that you're in, allows you to project yourself on that song, and particularly with live music, projected on that musician that's performing, and it kind of like, I mean, that's the kind of connection that artists feed off the audience feed off the artists, and it just kind of makes that moment, impactful for that person.
Definitely. Yeah, the live experience is something I'm experimenting with right now. We're trying to put together something new and old, because it's a lot of it's been tried and time tested.
Hmm.
I know there's a lot of events around here that are kind of moving into that kind of cacao ceremony at the beginning, kind of an initiation at the beginning,
Oh,
and
really?
the music starts really slow, and then it builds throughout the night and becomes this more tribal, wild thing over
Yeah, yeah.
time. So there's this kind of new format that's has emerged from what I've seen and the scenes that I've been in, and so I'm just kind of trying to see how I can um, recreate that in a meaningful way and make it resonate with a lot of people.
Man, something about that just screams belly dancers. You need them.
Yes, I mean, if you're going into the kind of Persian tribal world, when we played at the Mint, or when I played at the Mint a couple of years ago for New Year's with Jeff Stott, we definitely had the belly dancing troops there, and it was really like a comfortable Moroccan style vibe there, which was really beautiful.
Yeah, there's something about the well, we were talking earlier about the inclusion of visual art in with music, but there's also a super strong correlation between how music is more impactful when you include that performance aspect to it. When you're bringing in dancers, costumes, different. Different types of worked out skits, things like that. Like it helps that music tell a more effective story in a lot of regards, depending on what you're
Definitely.
doing with it.
Yeah, it's become very theatrical. I've noticed there are a lot of kind of movement arts that have merged with, like the Mothers of Pearl I've collaborated with, and we
Hmm.
would rehearse in advance, before we'd go on to the stage and have a very specific story to tell, along with the music, and the dancing and the lights. And so it's a never ending evolution. And I hope I can do more of that in the future.
Right, and and when we were going back, we were talking about just like albums that tell an entire story, fit entire themes together. There's something very symbolic about those stories and how that music kind of leads us. We're also discussing how we kind of project ourselves onto that music. So in a lot of ways, it helps it be more of an interactive story because you're projecting yourself onto the story that's on that entire album, particularly if you listen to it from front to back. I mean, I think you mentioned Pink Floyd earlier. There's something about
Hmm.
someone sitting down for the first time and listening to the Dark Side of the Moon front to back that allows them to put themselves in, maybe different perspectives or an additional emotional state. Like music like that, and primarily, albums with that kind of intent are definitely more transformative.
Oh, definitely, and nobody does it better. Nobody did it better than Pink Floyd. And I remember, some of the most transformative moments of my life are just sitting in a dark room as a youth, listening to the Dark Side of the Moon, and just kind of going on this journey. And those concept albums are still timeless, and some of the most popular albums still today. So it goes to show, if you can capture the right concept and tell the right story, it's like a timeless phenomenon.